Good morning. My name is Mike Aquino and I work for Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources. And you're here this morning with us at the Nevin Fish Hatchery, the oldest state-owned and operated hatchery in the state of Wisconsin. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be loading some 9-inch rainbow trout. They are for our catchable size fish that we stock every year. And this hatchery's been doing it since the 1870s. So to walk you through a little bit what we're doing here is we've got the trout all penned up here. These are rainbows, a domesticated strain. They're about 18 months old. Like I said before, they're about 9 inches, so they should be going into legal waters where the requirement is for a 9-inch fish. We call that a put and take fishery. What we're gonna have is Jacob over there is gonna be sliding this grate forwards and crowding the fish. We're using a new piece of technology. Up until 2 years ago, we used to load them by nets, and we would carry them over and put them onto the truck. So now we have this this fish loader, which is actually a pump that pulls the fish up and safely moves them around in a circle and vacuums them up into the truck. So today we're stocking some streams. We're going to put approximately 3,000 fish, about 1,400 pounds, onto this truck, and they'll be off to the next location, which I believe that we're going to do some Facebook Live there as well, with some cooperators helping us stock the streams. So with that, I think we'll get going. Yeah, we'll just get the motor running and we'll get everything on.
You guys ready to go?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so we're back here at the Nevin Hatchery. I'm Mike Aquino with the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources here. The last Facebook Live post that we had, we were loading fish. We were loading catchable sized rainbows onto the truck. We used that new piece of technology, that fish pump. What typically used to take us a long time and a lot of manpower was pretty quick. We just put 1,400 pounds of fish on that truck in a relatively short time, and it's much easier on the fish. So we wanted to show you what these fish actually look like up close to see what type of a product that we're raising here. This is what we put on the truck, so you can get a little bit closer look. These fish are not dead. We use a chemical called MS222 to knock these out just for this purpose. The ones that were on the truck didn't go through this, but as you all know, if you're fishermen, if you catch a fish like this, you can't really hold on to it very well. But I just wanted you to see what, in someone's hand, how big that fish is. The rest of the fish are in here, they're perfectly fine. They're all very similar in size. We stock around 105,000 fish of this size out every single year here from the Nevin Fish Hatchery. So this is one of the products, one of the many products that we put out on the stream. This is a put and take type of fishery. These fish are available for harvest out on the streams. Just check your regulations and the trout stream regulations.
So what are we going to be doing once we get these off the truck?
Once you get off the truck, we're going to be going out to a stream location that's been selected by one of the local biologists. They put in quotas every year. We raise the fish up to the certain size and the number that they've requested. When we stock these fish out, we go to a particular stream crossing. We typically do it in areas that are accessible for anglers. If we own any easements or habitat projects that we've done, we stock fish in there. What we'll be doing is, the fish will be coming off the truck right now. They're in an insulated tank. They have water from the hatchery, which is 50 degrees. There's, I think, about 1,000 gallons or 1,200 gallons of water on that truck. There's oxygen going through it, compressed oxygen going through it to keep them healthy on the way there. When they get there, they're going to be using the old 5-gallon bucket method. So Nancy will be loading fish into 5-gallon buckets, and we have some cooperators, a school group from Monticello helping us out, and we'll be carrying those fish down and gently releasing them into the streams. So that'll be the last bit of management that we'll be doing with those, and then they are the angling public's fish from then on.
Great. So follow along with us the rest of this morning. We'll be heading out to stock these trout with some help. So stay tuned.
Hi, Mike Aquino, Wisconsin DNR. We had done some segments this morning with loading fish. We're going to be stocking some catchable rainbow trout here. Now, we loaded that truck earlier this morning. We've got 3,000 fish on it. There's about 1,400 pounds of fish. We have a school group that's going to assist us in this. The importance of this is we always want to get youth involved in this. Trout angling on inland streams is a very easy thing to accomplish. It's a very low cost to start up. You need very little equipment, and there's tons of trout streams that we stock throughout the state. Again, we've done this to approximately 105,000 9-inch rainbows so far this year. So with that, what we're going to have these guys do is carry these buckets down, and they're going to be taking these buckets and handing them to some kids that are going to be releasing them into the streams down there. We've already checked the temperature on the truck. The temperature is within 4 to 5 degrees of what it is in the stream. You want to make sure that they're exactly the same temperature, and that way they don't temperature shock. So we're going to try and have a little bucket brigade going here, and if we have any other questions, I'd be okay fielding those whenever they come in. So with that, let's just get started.
You guys excited?
Yeah.
Moderately excited.
Much more excited than they sounded.
So can you give a recap, Mike, of what we covered earlier in the morning?
Okay, what we did, these fish are coming from the Nevin Fish Hatchery. The Nevin Fish Hatchery is the oldest state-owned and operated fish hatchery in the state of Wisconsin. It started in 1876. We have been stocking yearling-sized rainbows. These rainbow trout are 18 months old. They're about 9 to 10 inches long. They're considered a creel-sized fish, a put-and-take management type of fish. So meaning if your regulations for your stream body says that the fish have to be 9 inches, we raise them up to that size. We loaded that up. The fisheries man, the local biologist, usually gives us the indication of how many fish they want in each area. We stock those typically in areas that have good access, like the stream that we're at right here. We're in a parking lot. It's very, very close to where the stream access is. We've been doing this, like I said, since the 1870s. We do about 100,000 fish every year. We used a loader this morning. If anybody wants to go back and look at that video, typically we would just use 5-gallon buckets like this or hand nets up to the truck driver. We're trying to automate things, but again, you know, having youth involved with this and getting them outdoors and doing this stuff is a huge thing for us. It's basically they're our future, and if we don't get them involved in some of the conservation and some of the angling, then we're going to have a real rough time doing the things that we've been doing since the 1870s.
Ready? Got it? Yep. I got it. Yeah.
Got any buckets yet? Yeah, go. Hey, get the next bucket. Don't take them out by hand. My hands are cold. Don't try not to fall. You're going to get it. Yeah, we that one. Oh, we're already out of the way.
You don't have to count on this time. This is nice. Maybe I think.
Oh, I see that.
Oh, that was a nice one.
Is there some nice ones in there?
That one was. One nice.
Oh, bring that bucket to me again. Oh, bring that bucket to me. What do you think you're doing? But not too cold. Take that bucket. Take that bucket up, Lily.
Look at all of them.
There's one right up there. There's a whole bunch. Look at that hook catcher. Look at that hook catcher now. There's one right there. Oh, here, just hand it. Tell me when you're
What?
doing a picture of it. Your tape.
Need some help?
Well, bring that one to me. Here's coming back. Yeah.
Thank you.
There's a lot right there. Yeah, they're all screwed up right there. Oh,
Look at that down there.
I think we're done, right? Oh, I want to see in there.
Okay. And we can have another group come back up.
Okay, watch you guys go down. We'll let somebody else.
You gotta wait for them to come back up. Okay.
Mike, can you explain how these trucks work for transporting fish?
Okay, the trucks actually, they're about 1,000 gallons on this truck. It's a stainless steel tank. We do that for biosecurity reasons. The truck is always disinfected in between uses. That way we're not spreading any diseases or any aquatic invasive species. It is like basically food grade stainless steel. There's compressed oxygen on there. The compressed oxygen tank behind me. We can haul fish for 12, 13 hours on there because being that it's insulated, the temperature stays the same as it was at the hatchery. The water's filled up at the hatchery and it continues to stay the same pH and everything. We do have density issues. If we put too many fish on here, they can get into trouble. Obviously, we don't have enough oxygen or water for them if it's too much. But the truck drivers are all very experienced at this. They've been doing it many, many years. Like I said before, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but there's 3,000 fish on this truck right now inside here, and there's approximately 1,400 pounds of fish on there, and they're all relatively the same size. So again, once they're on this truck, they're in pretty good hands. The stress is minimized. They have good quality water, very clean water, and oxygenated the whole time.
Let's go take a look up in the tank here.
So with that's about what we do when we stock fish every spring. And again, we've been doing this for many, many years and hope to continue it many, many more. This is our last hand in fisheries management. This is the last time that DNR or anybody will be touching these fish or doing anything with them before they're available to the angling public. So again, I mean, encourage youth to go fishing. We have a high interest level, as you can see today. Kids love doing this. It's a very low startup cost. We're going to continue doing it. There's plenty of opportunities out there. So with that, thank you for tuning in and paying attention to what we do and being interested. Thanks.